Hi, everyone. So today we're going to be going over our test number 4 review so you can practice for the test that you're going to be taking today. I'm going to do a video for each of the pages. I'd like you to review your pages as you go through. Remember, you can always use the study guide or the review for when you're taking the test. It's available in your Google Classroom. So we're going to start with the first part, which is going to be vocabulary. The first word is slope. Slope is the steepness of a line. Steepness of a line. And the other thing I want you to remember is that we use the variable m to represent slope. Okay, the next one is slope formula. The slope formula is going to be when we set m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, slope-intercept form, remember that slope is m and our intercept is b. So when we're talking about slope-intercept form, we have y equals mx plus b. Standard form, on the other hand, is when the x and the y are on the same side. So standard form looks something like ax plus by equals c. So notice the difference. Slope-intercept form, the y is by itself. In standard form, x and y are on the same side. The y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. Where the line crosses the y-axis. That's what's important. And I also want you to remember that we use the variable b to represent the intercept. Okay? So the next question asks us, what are the different types of slope? There are 4 types. And looking at the graph, the first one here, we have a horizontal line. So anytime we have a horizontal line, it has a 0 slope. So I'm going to write m equals 0. So horizontal lines go left to right. Our next one, you're going to notice, is a diagonal line. When it's a diagonal line, that means that we're going to have, our equation is going to have x and y in it. But in this case, they're just asking us what kind of slope this is. It goes up from left to right. So it's going to be a positive slope. And remember that this one goes up, left to right. Okay? Whereas the next one is another diagonal line, but this one goes down from left to right. So if it goes down from left to right, that means that the slope is going to be a negative slope. We don't know the exact number, but we know it's going to be a negative slope. Okay? Again, this is a diagonal line, and it will have x and y in the equation. Our last type of slope results from a vertical line. Vertical lines go up and down. And if they go up and down, you should remember that the u and the d should remind you that slope is going to be undefined for a vertical line. So you're going to write m is equal to undefined. In this case, this line goes through the x-axis, so our equation is going to be an x equals. Okay, looking at the next set of questions, identify the slope and y-intercept from each equation. So we're looking for the m and the b. So y equals 2x plus 5. If I think about slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. That means that my m is going to be 2 because they line up. The m is between the equal sign and the x, so my slope is going to be 2. And our b is going to be the number that's at the end by itself. Remember, we're going to take the sign that's there with it, so it's going to be a positive 5. Okay? For the second one, y equals negative 5x minus 2. Again, I'm going to think about slope-intercept form. And we're going to match up our m and our b. So m is the number in front of the x, or the coefficient of the x. In this case, our m is going to be negative 5. And our b is the number at the end. So Again, I'm going to take the sign with that number. So in this case, our b is going to be a -2. Rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to rewrite this equation and I'm actually going to extend it and ask us to find slope and y-intercept. So in order to find slope and y-intercept, to find my m and to find my b, I need to have this into slope-intercept form. And I'm just going to keep rewriting y equals mx plus b to remind you. Remember, that means that y has to be by itself. So that means I cannot touch this 5y until I get it by itself. So I'm going to subtract 3x first from both sides and cancel it out. That leaves me with a positive 5y on the left. And when I go to rewrite the right, 15 and negative 3x cannot be combined because they're not like terms. So I'm going to put the x term first and the constant, that 15, at the end. I'm still not finished because I want to get y by itself. So now I'm going to divide both sides by 5. So I'm going to divide every single term by 5. We're going to end up with y equals -3/5 x, and 15 divided by 5 is 3, so plus 3. My slope, again, is going to be the number between the equal sign and the x, so this one's going to be my slope, and the b is going to be the number at the end. So m is -3/5 and b is +3. When you're rewriting from standard form to slope intercept, remember the first step is to add or subtract away from the y, or actually we can say add or subtract the x term. I'll simplify it, the x term. And step 2 is to divide by the coefficient of y, so by the number with y. Okay, take a second to review this page and then move on to the next video for page 2.